What's up, YouTube? It's JackalGoldKick, and welcome to more Eminem fun facts. This is the third sequel to the other two fun fact videos I did, and this time we're calling it even more Eminem fun facts. And I have a lot more to share. I have a notebook here with 40 this time, so we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Let's get to it. So the first fun fact that we'll talk about is he almost made a song dissing everyone. So back in the not relapse, but back when Eminem was addicted to pills and he hated his life and Proof was dead and he was away from music, he had these dark thoughts in his head where he wanted to diss everybody in the rap game. Lil Wayne, Kanye. He said in an interview with Big Boy that he had these thoughts when he was high on pills in that dark period where he said, I just want to make a song just dissing everybody that's doing it in the game right now. And he was almost going to make a song dissing everybody in rap. He never wrote lyrics or recorded the song, but according to the interview with him at Big Boy, he just had the thoughts, and it was just, he wasn't happy with himself, and that's why he thought of making that song. He did kind of talk about that on Talking to Myself off of Recovery, but it's an interesting fact because it would have been interesting to see Eminem in that period actually make that song and just diss everybody. Like, that would have been very interesting. It would have been cool to see how that would have went, who he would have dissed, how he would have went at it, how the others would have responded to him, how it would have looked in general. I think it would have been very interesting. And I would have loved to see that because Eminem's a battle rapper. You know, he came up battling. He knows how to diss people. So yeah, Eminem fact number one, fun fact number one, he almost made a song dissing everyone. And man, that would have been very interesting if he actually did decide to do it. I'll leave the information about that in the description as well as the rest of these fun facts. It's an interview he did with Big Boy on the about the Recovery album. So you can go check that out and see him talk about it himself. Now moving on to Eminem fun fact 2. He was in Korn's music video Got the Life. So there's a video out there that I'll link in the description for this fun fact. There's a number of music videos that Eminem was actually in that are a lot more obscure and people don't know about. And this one in particular is from the band Korn. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Korn. I haven't really went depths and listened to their music like that. But Korn had a song called Got the Life, I think. And in the music video, Eminem's actually in that music video. He actually makes a cameo in there. So that's a fun fact, and that was pretty cool. Because that was around the time, I think, when he was like Slim Shady LP, 90s, when Eminem first blew up, maybe even a little bit before that. And it was just very interesting to see that. And the whole video itself is interesting, seeing all these music videos he was in that I never even saw myself. They never did music together for some reason, but yeah, Eminem was in Korn's music video, Got the Life, if that's what the song's called. He makes a cameo in there, he's wearing a hat. It's back, I think, either before he got signed or after he got signed by Dr. Dre. Pretty cool fun fact. It's cool that he made a cameo in that video. Eminem would have honestly fit in well with Korn and nu metal and skateboarders and that whole crowd because Eminem was a rebellion of rap and he said a lot of controversial stuff. So he would have fit well with Korn and the kids that like that stuff, and it would have made sense for them to do something together musically. But the only thing we really got was Eminem showing up in Korn's music video Got the Life or whatever it's called, wearing a hat. But that's about it. It was a pretty cool cameo of his. So yeah, that was the second Eminem fun fact. Now the third Eminem fun fact is he produced a song called Lose My Mind by Young Buck. There's a song Young Buck did on his second album called Get Buck. And there's a song on that album called Lose My Mind. It might be called Losing My Mind. I can't quite remember, but I believe it's called Losing My Mind. Eminem produced that song. And let me tell you, that song is amazing. That's Young Buck's best song, period, hands down. I love that song by Young Buck. It's like a street song, but it's dark. And it's got some like kind of rock elements, and it's kind of like horrorcore like. And Eminem did some really good job. He did a really good job on the production of that song. He really killed it producing that song. And that's an amazing song by Young Buck. I just wish Eminem would have been on the song too, because that was in 2007, and that would have been interesting to see Eminem hop on that track, because Eminem's worked with every single G Unit member except for Young Buck. So yeah, Eminem produced a song for Young Buck called Lose My Mind on his Get Buck album. And it's a fucking badass song. Cool ass, angry, street song, horrorcore, losing my mind type shit. A very cool style that Young Buck went for. And I think it's just a badass song. And Eminem killed it on there with the production. He did a damn good job. I love that song. That's Young Buck's best song in my opinion. So there's Eminem's third fun fact for you. Now moving on, the fourth Eminem fun fact is that him and 50 Cent had a song called Champions they were supposed to put out. So back in like the 2010s, I would say this is around 2012, 50 Cent was trying to make his album Street King Immortal. And he was going to have Dr. Dre on it, Eminem on it. Now, we got the song My Life with Eminem and Adam Levine. But there was another song that 50 Cent talked about that he had on the record on the Street King Immortal album. It was a song called Champions with 50 Cent and Eminem. And he talked about it in an interview. Shit, sorry, my paper's getting windy, so let me fix that real quick. But anyways, 50 Cent in an interview, he talked about the song Champions and how it was a song he did with Eminem meant for the Street King Immortal album. So he did admit that it existed. And I'll leave a link to that interview in the description as well. But we never got to hear the song Champions, and 50 Cent never released Street King Immortal. And it's a shame because that would have been interesting. I would have really liked to have seen how that song would have came out, because My Life was really good. And it would be cool to hear what Eminem and 50 Cent had cooking up in the 2010s era with the song Champions. I think it would be really cool to hear that song. I'd love to hear how it sounds. It's a shame it never came out. It was supposed to be on Street King Immortal, but for some reason Champions with 50 and Eminem just never came out. But hopefully one day we can hear it, because 50 and Eminem are talented and they work well together. So I would love to hear the song Champions by 50 Cent and Eminem. If we can't get Street King Immortal, at least give us Champions by 50 and M, because I'd love to hear that song and what it sounds like, because they usually be doing some good collabs together. So there is another fun fact for you, number 4. So moving on to the 5th fun fact is that Eminem was in 50 Cent's music video, I'm Supposed to Die Tonight. For those that remember, 50 Cent had a song on, I believe, The Massacre called I'm Supposed to Die Tonight. And Eminem produced that song, which is pretty cool, and he did a great job producing it. But Eminem's actually in the music video of that song. That's another video that most people don't know about, where Eminem has like an obscure cameo. So yeah, the music video for 50 Cent's song Somebody's Gonna Die Tonight, Eminem's actually in that video. He makes a cameo in there, which is pretty damn cool and pretty damn awesome. Not only to produce the song, but for Eminem to also be in the music video and make a cameo. It's just really awesome, honestly, and I thought that was cool. That's a part of the compilation I was talking about earlier with the Korn cameo that Eminem did. So there's another fun fact for you about how Eminem made a cameo in I'm Supposed to Die Tonight, the 50 Cent song. So yeah, that was just dope, man. Eminem to produce the song and show up in the video on cameo. It's just cool to see stuff like that, because I think that was around like 2005, I believe. So that was around when Eminem was starting to not put out as much music. So it was just cool to get something like that, at least, since he was, you know, he was on a weird hiatus in a certain point in the 2000s. So that was Eminem fun fact number 5. So the 6th Eminem fun fact is that the Eminem LP instead of the Eminem show. Eminem said in an interview that, like I said, all these fun facts, I'll try to get all the information in the description the best way I can. But Eminem has stated in an interview before that after he did the Marshall Mathers LP, he was trying to think of a title for his next album. And originally he was going to call it the Eminem LP. But he felt like it would have been just too generic and too predictable, and he wanted to do something else. So he decided to call it the Eminem Show instead, rather than calling it the Eminem LP. Which I don't think the Eminem LP is a bad name. I think he could use that nowadays. But the Eminem Show is definitely a better name than the Eminem LP. And the Eminem Show's name makes more sense with the music compared to it just being called the Eminem LP, I suppose. So yeah, there's another fun fact. That was fun fact number 6. Eminem was going to call it the Eminem LP, but he decided to go with the Eminem Show, and I think that was the better choice, because he just felt like if he said this is going to be the Eminem LP, he felt like that was going to be predictable. He felt like that would be cliche, and it would just be like, oh, another thing using my name, just like my last 2 albums. So there's another interesting Eminem fun fact for you. In terms of music, I don't know if it would be the same or not. I don't know how it would have sounded if he actually would have just called it the Eminem LP and scrapped the Eminem show. Maybe we would have had a different album, different kinds of songs. I don't know. But there's another fun fact for you. We were going to have the Eminem LP, but instead we got the name change in the Eminem show, which I think was for the better. So that's Eminem fact number 6. Now, Eminem fact number 7 is he produced Cassius songs even after Cassius left the label. So Cassius was a rapper that was signed to Interscope and Shady Records in the mid-2000s. He was on You Don't Know. He was kind of like a protege for Eminem for a while. He was around Eminem around, like, I want to say 2006, 2007. And he did the County Hound EP, but he didn't stay on there for long. Him, Bobby Creekwater, and Stat Quo, they all left the label. It didn't really work out. But even after things didn't work out, even after Cassius left Shady Records and got away from the label and went independent, a lot of the music he was making after that, Eminem was actually still producing songs for him, which I think is pretty cool. There's a number of them out there. My personal favorite is Layin' in the Cut. Eminem produced this song called Layin' in the Cut that Cassius made. That shit is dope as hell. I like that song. So yeah, there's a lot of songs out there that Cassius has made after he left Shady Records that Eminem produced, and I think that's just so cool. It shows that Eminem has respect for Cassius and is friends with him, because despite it not working out and Cassius wasn't able to be on the label, Eminem still hooked him up and produced a lot of songs for him even after the fact. I don't know every single song or project, but yeah, that was the 7th Eminem fun fact. Eminem produced a lot of songs for Cassius even after Cassius went solo and left Shady Records and all that stuff, and I just think that's pretty cool. There's a lot of songs out there that Eminem produced. Look into them. My personal favorite is Layin' in the Cut. That's the shit right there. So that was Eminem fun fact number 7. So the 8th Eminem fun fact is that he was in Limp Bizkit's music video Break Stuff. So this goes back to the other 2 music video things I talked about. And this is interesting because, as we know, Eminem and Limp Bizkit are enemies. I'm not going to get into that whole situation because that's not what this video is about, but Eminem and Limp Bizkit, they don't like each other, or they had beef basically. But before that situation happened, Eminem actually made a cameo in this Limp Bizkit music video called Break Stuff, and it's a part of that compilation that I was talking about that I'll leave in the description. And you can see Eminem, he's in the music video with Limp Bizkit in the Break Stuff song. So he's in the video, which is pretty cool. So that's another Eminem fun fact for you. I even saw Dr. Dre in there as well. So yeah, there's 8th Eminem fun fact. He showed up in a Limp Bizkit music video called Break Stuff. He was in there, and it was pretty cool to see. It was interesting because they're not cool with each other nowadays, but this is before they had a falling out. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. I thought it was interesting he had a cameo in that video and stuff like that. I love to talk about this obscure Eminem knowledge and share it with all of you out there, because I'm an Eminem fan much like y'all. So moving on, the ninth Eminem fun fact is he produced for Hush and was in his music video. So for those that don't know, there's a rapper from Detroit, Michigan. His name is Hush. Now, him and Eminem actually had beef back in the day. I don't fully know why they had beef, but him and Hush had beef back in the day, but they squashed it. And I messed that all the way up. Eminem ended up working with the rapper Hush in 2005. He produced a song for Hush called Hush Is Coming. There's a music video of it. It features Nate Dogg, and Eminem's actually in the music video. This was in 2005, and it's pretty cool because this is when Eminem wasn't really doing much. So yeah, there's another Eminem fun fact for you. This rapper named Hush from Detroit, Michigan, him and Eminem used to have beef, but they became cool, and Eminem produced this song called Hush Is Coming, got Nate Dogg on the hook, and the music video has Eminem in it. He's in the music video, and I just think that's really cool and really awesome, especially since Eminem wasn't up to much around that time, and he was kind of starting to have a huge hiatus in hip-hop. And I think that was something else that I wanted to share, because I don't think a lot of people know about that. That's like some obscure Eminem type stuff. I wish Eminem would have been on the song. That would have been cool, but you know, the fact that he produced the track and appeared in the music video is pretty cool. I think even Obie Trice is in the music video, as well as some of the D12 members. So yeah, 2005, Hush is coming with Nate Dogg, produced by Eminem. Eminem's in the music video. Definitely check that out. I'll link that in the description. Pretty damn cool. Pretty cool thing that Eminem did, and it's a dope song, honestly. Hush is a dope rapper. He's a pretty good rapper, and that specific song is pretty damn dope and pretty cool, and I like what Eminem did with his involvement there. And Hush has another good song too called I forgot what it's called, but he actually dissed Kid Rock. That's a good song too. But anyways, there's your 9th Eminem fun fact, the involvement he had with the rapper Hush and all the stuff I talked about. So moving on to the 10th Eminem fun fact is that Crack a Bottle was originally supposed to be on Detox. I didn't know about this till I was watching the Company Man and Kadeem the King interview. Apparently Crack a Bottle was on Detox and was never supposed to come out, I think. But it got leaked, and they decided to put Crack a Bottle on Relapse Refill. And I'm honestly glad it leaked, because Crack a Bottle is a great song. Crack a Bottle's a great song. Really good song with Eminem, 50 Cent, and Dr. Dre. And the fact that it was on Detox, and we know how, you know, Dr. Dre nowadays, I feel like he's too extreme when it comes to perfectionism, and he doesn't want to put out all of those songs he's made that are probably just amazing, because I feel like he's become too extreme with his perfectionism, because Dr. Dre was the man back in the day with the Chronic 2001, all the rappers he would help. And I just feel like his perfectionism has gone way too far. Because if it took someone leaking Crack a Bottle for us to hear that song, that's a shame, man. Just imagine what else Dr. Dre has. So yeah, Crack a Bottle was originally on the album Detox. The only reason we have it is because it was leaked, and then I think people liked it or something, and it did well on the radio, and they decided to put it on Eminem's album Relapse. So that's pretty cool, because that's a great song, great production, good rapping, good verses, good features, and a solid track overall. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. It's a pretty solid track, you know, and yeah, I definitely like that one a lot. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. That was fun fact number 10. So moving on, we're going to talk about Eminem fact number 11, is that he actually drew the re-up cover art. So Eminem did a project. Let me fix this phone because I feel like it's a little bit, you know, too high up. Eminem did a project in 2006 called Eminem Presents the Re-Up, and the cover art for that album, Eminem actually drew that himself. Eminem's actually like an artist in terms of writing. He can draw, you know, that's something he can do. So he actually drew the cover art for the album The Re-Up, Eminem Presents the Re-Up. He actually drew the cover art for that. And that's a pretty interesting fun fact. Eminem did a good job, because the cover art for The Re-Up is really, really cool. So I think it's cool that Eminem drew the cover art for the Re-Up album. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. Pretty interesting stuff, and he did a good job, because I think the cover art is pretty damn cool. I'll leave a link in the description to the interview where he talked about him drawing that cover art. So that was Eminem fun fact number 11. We're moving on to Eminem fun fact 12. This is about the music video stuff again. He was in Just Dippin', a Snoop Dogg music video. So in the 90s, there was a song Snoop Dogg did called Just Dippin', and in the music video, Eminem's actually in there. That's a part of that compilation I was talking about again, where it has like all this obscure stuff of Eminem cameos. So yeah, Eminem was actually in Snoop Dogg's music video for his song, what the hell is it called? Just Dippin'. Eminem was actually in that video, which is pretty cool. You know, I think he was also in Still Dre, and he did, you know, Bitch Please too. But Eminem and Snoop Dogg, you know, they never really worked together that much. And, you know, they kind of had beef and animosity. I mean, they're cool nowadays, which is great. But just to go on a little side note, I didn't like their collaboration. I feel like Eminem and Snoop Dogg, when they did that song From the D to the LBC, I mean, the rapping was solid, but musically, I just didn't care for the song, man. And I feel like it was such a disappointing collab from Snoop Dogg and Eminem. I feel like they could have did so much better together. They should have worked together years ago. But yeah, there's another Eminem fun fact for you. That was fun fact number 12. Eminem has a cameo in the Just Dippin' music video that Snoop Dogg made. So that's pretty cool. Just a cool fun fact and a cool cameo that Eminem made. So that's pretty awesome as well. That will be in the description with that compilation video of all music videos you didn't know Eminem was in. So yeah. Now moving on, that was number 12. So we're moving on to 13. 13th Eminem fun fact. Now, I couldn't find articles about this, but Acid Roots told me this. So take this with a grain of salt, because I don't know if this is just a rumor or if this is true. But apparently, Acid Roots told me that Crazy in Love had a planned music video, and it was supposed to be a single for Encore. But apparently, I don't know what stopped that. I don't know if it was because Eminem was going through stuff with Kim, or his, pill addiction, or Encore getting leaked. I don't know what the situation was, but apparently the song Crazy in Love on Encore was supposed to have a music video, and it was supposed to be another single for Encore, but for some reason or not, it just didn't happen. And I don't know a whole lot about, I don't know a whole lot of information about it, but if you do, then leave it in the comments. So there's another Eminem fun fact. When it comes to Crazy in Love, I mean, I'm not really mad about that, because I'm not really a fan of Crazy in Love. I tried to listen to that song a lot of times. It's just not one of my favorite Eminem songs. I'm just not a fan of that one. But yeah, that was Eminem fun fact number 13. So Eminem fact number 14 is that he made 4 or 5 tribute songs for Proof. So there's an interview out there, which I'll link in the description as well, where when he was releasing Relapse, he did an interview where he said that he was trying to make a song for Proof. He was trying to do a tribute song for Proof. And it says here that he made about like 4 or 5 tribute songs for Proof. But the reason we didn't hear any of them, and none of them ever officially came out by Eminem, is Eminem said he wasn't happy with any of them, and he feels like it just wasn't good enough. So he decided not to do it. So he decided to dedicate Relapse to Proof instead. But I really feel like he should have released those songs, or at least one of them officially, because, it's sad what happened to Proof. It sucks, man. Losing people sucks. But, to be honest, the song Eminem did end up doing for Proof, I didn't like the song You're Never Over from Recovery. I respect the topic. Rest in peace to Proof. It was important for him to make that song because, Proof was somebody a lot of people cared about. I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but I just don't think that You're Never Over, I don't think that was a good tribute song to Proof. I didn't like it musically. But Eminem didn't want to put out the 4 or 5 tribute songs he made because he just felt like they weren't good enough, and he wasn't happy with them. So I'll leave an interview about that in the description. Now, one of them did come out, actually. There's a song called Difficult, and there's 2 versions of it, which is weird. There's a song called Difficult, which is a tribute to Proof, and then there's a remix where it's called Difficult Duty, and Obie Trice is on the chorus only, and it's a remix. So I don't know if that was a part of the batch, but if I had to guess, out of the 4 or 5 songs he made, and he said one of the songs he made he really liked, but he said when he listened to it he cried. So that's something else he said. Maybe he's talking about Difficult, but the song Difficult is actually something that did leak. So that's at least one Proof tribute song by Eminem that we actually did get to hear. And I think it's a great song. I think it's a phenomenal song. I think it's a better song for Proof than You're Never Over. I love the beat. I love the rapping. I think it was a nice way for Eminem to, pay homage to Proof and, talk about his best friend. I think Difficult's a great song, but it was a leaked track. It wasn't even officially released. I also like the remix with Obie Trice. So, yeah, I just wish Eminem would have officially released that song, because to me, it's better than You're Never Over. That's just my opinion. But there is the 14th Eminem fun fact for you. He made like 4 or 5 Proof tribute songs, but he never put them out because he just felt like they weren't good enough and he wasn't happy with them. But he did like at least one of them, which I think was Difficult. And Difficult was the only one we heard that got leaked. Sorry I keep doing this. It's just for some reason I feel like the camera keeps going up and down and up and down. But as long as you guys can see me, who cares, right? So yeah, that was Eminem fun fact number 14. Let's move on to the next one. So Eminem fun fact number 15 is he has a pretty cool skit video out called Rock and Roll Comedy Video Skit. I don't know what year this came out in, but there's this 1-minute video where Eminem's just like fucking around in the studio. This looks like it's from 2004 or 5 when Eminem was wearing glasses and hats and was on pills. And it's just a minute long. Eminem making this raw rap rock song, and he's like rapping and dancing around, having fun, and rapping about the guitarist there and the guy there. And it's him just playing around in the studio, making this rock and roll type song, and then he stops it and says, you know, we're going to go the alternative route now. You know, we're the hardest rockers in the world, man. So I think it's a pretty cool video. I like that one. That's a pretty obscure Eminem video. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. I'll link that in the description if you want to check that out. I think that's a pretty funny and just entertaining video from Eminem. And the crazy thing is, him just messing around in the studio like that is better than a lot of these fucking mainstream rappers. And Eminem wasn't even trying to put a track together. He was just fucking around in the studio, and it was better than a lot of mainstream rap. How sad is that shit? But I do kind of wish Eminem would have actually took it serious and made that a song, because it sounded pretty good. And it's interesting because Eminem went alternative years later and did the whole rock and pop thing. And he joked about it in that video, but then he became that years later. So that's just kind of an interesting way to think about it, I guess. So yeah, there's Eminem fun fact number 15. So Eminem fun fact number 16 is there is a song called Christopher Reeves that was supposed to be on Encore. So there's a track list out there of Encore, the original track list, and there's a song on there called Christopher Reeves. But for some reason, the song was taken off the album and we never got to hear it. So this is another unreleased Eminem song. Now, I don't know why it got taken off the song. I don't know why we didn't end up getting it. It would be interesting to hear what that song would have sounded like, because Eminem used to diss Christopher Reeves all the time, talk about him all the time. But he didn't mean any ill will, because he was a big fan of him and his Superman movies. But it would have been interesting to hear the Christopher Reeves song on Encore, just to hear what that sounds like, and just to hear hear how that would have came together. And I would have been very interested to hear that song and see how it would have been. But for some reason, it just didn't end up on Encore, and I don't know why, but hopefully we get to hear that one day. I think that would be an interesting song, because he's always mentioned Christopher Reeves, but he's never done just a song about Christopher Reeves. So that was supposed to be on Encore, but it was taken off. I don't know why. Maybe we'll never hear the song, but there's another fun fact for you. There was a song called Christopher Reeves on Encore. It was on the original track list, but for some reason we didn't get it. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. That was fun fact number 16. Now, moving on. Let me position this camera. It keeps going up when I don't want it to go up, so I apologize. All right, so Eminem fun fact number 17 is that the album Encore got messed with and screwed around with because of leaks. So the thing with Encore is that originally Encore had a different direction. Eminem was going to have songs like We As Americans, Christopher Reeves, of course. What was the other one? We As Americans, maybe Christopher Reeves, and then like, what was the other bonus tracks? Love You More, Ricky Tikki Tok. Encore had a different, Eminem had a different ideal for Encore. But what ended up happening is, from what I know from the story, apparently Eminem was living with somebody and they leaked Encore, so he had to scrap some of the songs and make a whole bunch of new ones. And maybe that's why Encore is the way it is and why people feel the way they do about it, because Encore wasn't really made and put out the way Eminem wanted it to be made. And it sucks that it got leaked. It sucks that that happened, because we probably could have gotten something as classic as Eminem's Show. I mean, I don't hate Encore. Encore to me is a 50-50 album. It's got some good songs on it, but then it's just got some really terrible songs on it, like Yellow Brick Road and Mockingbird. I've never been a fan of Mockingbird. I just don't like his delivery on there. I know it's for his daughter, but I don't like the way he raps on it. Just not a fan. I don't like Yellow Brick Road. My First Single is terrible. So, but there are good songs on Encore. You know, it's not completely terrible, but, you know, fans felt like that was a letdown compared to his previous projects, and people just had mixed opinions about Encore. And I think even Eminem talked about in the XXL interview about the Encore album. And I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame the leaks fucked with the Encore album, because it would have been cool to hear what the original version was supposed to be, but we ended up getting the version we got because of a fucking leak. But, you know, to be honest, even if it did get leaked, they should have still just put it out, because it's the internet nowadays. Everything's going to get leaked. You know, it's messed up. It happens to artists, but it's just going to happen. It's the way things are. So even if it got leaked or messed with, Eminem still should have just put out his original version of Encore. And if he wanted to make new songs to give some exclusives to the album, then just throw My First Single and Yellow Brick Road. Put that on disc 2 or something, you know. You still could have put out Encore despite the leak. Or even just put out the original version you intended to want to do even nowadays. So yeah, there's another Eminem fun fact for you, is that the Encore album could have came out a lot better and been a lot better, but due to leaks, they had to make some changes, take some songs off, rush and make some songs and put them on there, and that's why it's like a 50-50 album. That's why it's, you know, not as good as his earlier albums, and that's why a lot of people kind of feel like that's where Eminem started to fall off. I mean, I think Eminem still was good even after Encore, in my opinion. I think Eminem has 2 primes. I think Slim Shady EP to the Re-Up, and then I would say Relapse to Hell the sequel. Those 2 primes and eras are the Eminems I like. There are a few songs I don't mind after 2011. There's some songs here and there I like, but for the most part, the later 2010s Eminem, I'm just not really a fan of. He raps amazingly well, but musically, I just can't really get into his new stuff. I just can't. I really can't. Let me position this camera again. You know what? I'm just going to stop positioning the camera because it doesn't want to stay in place, so fuck it. But that was Eminem Fun Fact number 17. So now we're going to move on to Eminem Fun Fact number 18. He was supposed to do a Bodied soundtrack. So there's a movie called Bodied, right? It's about battle rap. Eminem was supposed to do a soundtrack for that movie, but for some reason or whatever, the Bodied soundtrack just never came out, and there's not much information about it. The only thing that exists is a leak. There's a song called Freak with Anderson .Paak and Boogie, or whatever is it, West Side Boogie. Very short snippet, and that's all you get musically in terms of what you could hear from the Bodied soundtrack. And that song itself sounded decent, you know, and I wish he would have did the Bodied soundtrack. It would have been interesting to see what Eminem would have done, who he would have had on there, how the Bodied soundtrack would have came together, you know, to go along with the movie. It would also entice people to watch the movie more, especially since it was about battle rap. So, yeah, Eminem was supposed to do a Bodied soundtrack for the movie Bodied, but for some reason or not, it just never happened. I don't know why. All right, my camera cut off because I was getting far in the recording, so I apologize for that abrupt. But back to what I was saying. I don't know why the Bodied soundtrack for the movie never came out. I have no idea. If anybody out there does, leave it in the comments below so we can learn about that. Because all we have is the leaked and the little small snippets of the song Freak. And it's just weird because Eminem usually does soundtracks for movies, but for some reason he just didn't do it for that one. And I don't know why. I can't even remember what year that was going to be in. So there's another Eminem fun fact. That was Eminem fun fact number 18. So moving on to Eminem fun fact number 19 is Keys to the City was going to be the single for King Mathers. So I've already talked about King Mathers in the second Eminem Fun Facts video. I did a whole video about King Mathers, right? I'm trying to position this right. I did a whole video about King Mathers, and apparently Keys to the City was supposed to be the single and the first song and the single for this album King Mathers. There was going to be 2 versions of it. There was going to be just Keys to the City, and then I think like a DJ Premier Alchemist remix. I don't know. But Keys to the City was supposed to be the single for King Mathers. There was going to be 2 versions of it. But it never came out. Because, you know, King Mathers, it didn't come out because, you know, Eminem was addicted to pills. He lost proof. He was going through a lot, and he had to get clean. And by the time he got clean, King Mathers was getting a little old to him from what I read, and he decided to just make Relapse instead. So, yeah, I wish we could hear Keys to the City, both versions, to see what they sound like, to see how they are musically. I would definitely love to hear them because, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Eminem's new music, so I would just love to hear anything he's made unreleased and old. That's before, like, hell, the sequel era, or even maybe after that era. Maybe there's some decent stuff unreleased. But yeah, Keys to the City, that was a single that was meant for King Mathers, but it never happened. And it didn't happen, you know, for the reasons I stated in the second fun fact video and the video I did about King Mathers. It just didn't happen because Eminem was going through a lot. He lost proof. He was high on pills. He was dealing with too much stuff to fully focus on hip-hop, and he had to, you know, get clean, and he moved on and he made Relapse. So that's pretty much, I guess, the best way I could describe and explain it. So that's Eminem fun fact number 19. It's a shame we never got that song. Hopefully we hear it one day, because I'd be interested in hearing what it sounds like, and also why he wanted to do two versions of it. Would have been interesting, especially if there would have been a music video for it. So there's Eminem fun fact number 19. So moving on, Eminem fun fact number 20 is Eminem is afraid of giraffes. This is kind of a funny one. There's a clip that Eminem did during the recovery era, and someone was asking him, you know, I think this was when he was filming Not Afraid, and someone was asking him, like, hey, Em, what is something you're afraid of? And one thing he said in particular was, Eminem said that he was afraid of giraffes. He doesn't like them. He doesn't like their necks and how long they are, not how long they are, and how they move. It just creeps him out, you know. So Eminem is scared of giraffes. He just doesn't like them. He doesn't like how they look, how they move, their long necks. That's something he is afraid of, and it's something that he is scared of. It's a interesting, just silly, fun fact that I wanted to throw in there. There's a clip about it. I mean, a lot of people have fears about a lot of stuff. Like, a quick fun fact I'll share about myself is something that scares me is wasp. I do not like wasp whatsoever. I can deal with spiders. I can deal with, you know, certain types of bugs, but wasp, I am fucking scared and terrified of wasp. I do not like wasp. I don't like those things like, fucking flying around, making those noises. I'm afraid of wasp. I hate those fucking things. They scare me. So we all have fears, man. So that was Eminem fun fact number 20. So moving on, Eminem fun fact number 21 is he had a falling out with Young Jeezy. Now this is some really obscure stuff we're getting into. So there was a song that Young Jeezy made with Eminem and Freddie Gibbs called Talkin'. What the hell was the song called? I can't remember the damn song name. Was it Talking to Myself or Talk to Me? I can't remember the damn song. Fuck. I'll have to link it in the description. But it was called like Talk to Me. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Talk to Me or Talking to Me or some shit like that. Young Jeezy, Eminem, and Freddie Gibbs actually did a song together in, I believe, 2011, and it's called Talk to Me. I believe that's the title of the song. Now, it never officially came out. It was meant for a Young Jeezy album. I don't know which one. And the song got leaked, and it's not really allowed to be on YouTube. Someone managed to get it on YouTube, but it's a song that's not really allowed to be out there publicly. It got leaked. I don't know who leaked it. I don't know how it happened. But I was reading a story that there was someone that was able to get that song on YouTube somehow. I was reading a story, and what I found out is Eminem actually had a falling out with Young Jeezy, because here's what happened. Someone was basically saying that with the song, here's the story. Freddie Gibbs didn't really want to do the song with Eminem and Young Jeezy because he felt like, you know, I don't want to be on a song with Eminem. He had that kind of attitude of, I can do this on my own. I don't need no this or that. I can handle this on my own, which I think is pretty ignorant, because it's like, come on, man. You know, at that time, who even knew Freddie Gibbs? You know, maybe he was popular. I don't know. But it's like, dude, you're going to get on a song with Eminem. Like, and you're really going to have an attitude about it? Like, people who think, I don't need this person, like, I don't understand those people. Because if that was me, I would have been happy to have Eminem on a song. Shit. But Freddie Gibbs didn't want to be on it because he had that attitude of, I don't need no Eminem. You know, I don't need to be on a song with him and this and that. I can do this on my own, that kind of shit. And then when it comes to Young Jeezy and Eminem, Eminem actually accused Young Jeezy of leaking the song, but Jeezy said he didn't leak the song, and we never found out who leaked the song. So that kind of soiled everything, sadly. Young Jeezy, Freddie Gibbs, Eminem, that whole relationship is pretty much done for, and that sucks, honestly, because Eminem got along with T.I. Eminem did a few songs with T.I. He also did a few songs with or I think he only did one song with, no, he did a few songs with B.O.B., who I think is also from Atlanta. But it's just a shame this happened. You know, I think this is something that could be worked out. You know, I don't know with Freddie Gibbs, but I think Eminem should work shit out with Jeezy. I'm not a fan of Young Jeezy by any means. You know, his music's not really my thing. I don't really care much for Freddie Gibbs, but it's an interesting collab because Young Jeezy raps, Freddie Gibbs raps, and then Eminem only does the chorus. I do like that song. It's a really good song. It's got some good production. I don't mind that song. It's a cool collab. It was interesting to see Eminem work with Jeezy and Freddie Gibbs, but it got leaked, and we never found out who did it. Freddie Gibbs had his attitude, like I said, and Young Jeezy was trying to tell Eminem that he didn't leak the song, but Eminem accused him of leaking the song, and that's what came of it. And as a relationship, everything just fell apart and bridges were burned, and it's a real shame. You know, even going further beyond that, Jeezy worked with 50, but then him and 50 ain't cool now. So it's a real shame. The song's out there, though, if you want to listen to it. It's a very obscure Eminem song, but there's a story behind that and why Eminem and Young Jeezy had a falling out. Hopefully one day they can squash their beef. Hopefully maybe one day Freddie Gibbs can be mature. And they can just patch that whole thing up, because I just think it's petty for that whole bridge to be burnt between all three. It's not worth beefing over. So I think all three of them can just settle that, re-release a song or do a new song together and just try to make amends, you know. But there's another Eminem fun fact for you. That was Eminem fun fact number 21. So now we're moving on to Eminem fun fact number 22. This is a very obscure song that Eminem produced. He produced a song in 2008 for Bobby Creekwater called Check Check. So there's a song out there by Bobby Creekwater called Check Check that came out in 2008. Eminem produced that song, and it's a pretty good song by Bobby Creekwater. I like that song. It's got good rapping. It's a good track. I'll link it in the description. Eminem produced that song, and he did a pretty good job producing that song. I think he did a pretty stellar job producing the song Check Check. It kind of has like this M feel, but kind of a dark feel to it. It's pretty cool, and it was just cool to hear that because Eminem wasn't doing a whole lot at that time for obvious reasons. So he did a pretty good job producing that song Check Check, and I like the beat he did on there. And it was a good Bobby Creekwater song, and it was just a cool collaboration between Eminem and Bobby Creekwater in 2008, and I think Eminem did a good job on that song, making the beat, and Bobby Creekwater, he did well rapping on it, and it came out to be a good song. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. Eminem fun fact number 22, he produced Check Check, a song for Bobby Creekwater in 2008. So moving on, the next Eminem fun fact is going to be Eminem fun fact 23. He had a falling out with Stat Quo. Now, this has been talked about publicly, but I wanted to throw this in here. Eminem had a falling out with Stat Quo. Now, Bobby Creekwater and Cassius, they never had issues with him, but Stat Quo and Eminem actually had a falling out. And the story is basically this. When Stat Quo was making Statlanta, there was a song that Eminem came to Stat Quo about called Dance on It, right? And Eminem was wanting to put this song together as a single for the Statlanta album with Stat Quo. And Eminem wanted Stat Quo to do this chorus for the song, but Stat Quo didn't want to do it. Eminem wanted him to do the chorus for the song, but Stat Quo just didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do the chorus for the song. So there was kind of a little bit of tension there where Eminem was going to do this song with Stat Quo, and he wanted Stat Quo to, do this chorus, but Stat Quo didn't do it. So there was a little bit of tension. Maybe they argued a little bit of debate. But what really pissed Eminem off and fucked it all up, and Stat Quo is a fucking idiot for this. He is an idiot for this shit. He said to Eminem, like when they were arguing, Eminem said, all right, look, if you pay me $1 million, I'll do the chorus for the song. And it's like, Stat Quo, how fucking stupid can you be? You're an up-and-coming artist. You're talking to a guy that's already came in the game. He signed your ass. If it wasn't for Eminem, you wouldn't be shit, Stat Quo. And you're going to tell him, give me $1 million and then I'll fucking do the chorus. Like, you're really going to have that attitude with the guy who made you who you were? Like, man, Stat Quo was such a fucking idiot. And what's he doing nowadays? Ghostwriting for Lil Xan, that garbage-ass rapper. And you know what, folks? To be honest, maybe I would feel different if Dance On It came out or if Statlanta came out, but I wasn't a fan of a lot of the Stat Quo and Eminem songs. The one they did, Atlanta on Fire, or the next one, like, I like M's verse, but I just don't like the beat, and I don't like Stat Quo on it. Stat Quo, I don't know, I'm not really crazy about him. But yeah, Eminem and Stat Quo had a falling out. And it's understandable why Eminem got rid of his ass, kicked him off, and that shit didn't work out, because that's bullshit how Stat Quo acted towards him. This guy signed you. He's helping you out. You know? Asking him for $1 million to do a chorus when Eminem is the one that gave you a deal. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? Of course Eminem's gonna get pissed, you know? Stat Quo was a fucking idiot for that shit. What the hell was he thinking? Man, if I was in Stat's position, I would have never done something like that, especially if I was to be working with M. Bro, I wouldn't take up any kind of attitude. That's such a good place to be in. What an idiot Stat Quo was. So there's Eminem fun fact number 23. Now, moving on to Eminem fun fact number 24. This is going to be talking about some unreleased Marshall Mathers LP songs. So Dear Ronnie, and I'm going to talk about the other one. So there's a document out there online. I don't know where it is, but there's a document out there online that details all the Eminem songs that are unreleased or rumored that we don't know about. And I saw one for Marshall Mathers LP, and Dear Ronnie's on there. Now, Dear Ronnie is a song Eminem made for his Uncle Ronnie, but the reason it didn't come out is because the family didn't want that track out. That's understandable, but I would have liked to hear Dear Ronnie. That was back in the year 2000 MMLP, so I'm sure it would have been a really good song. And I would have loved to hear Dear Ronnie. It probably would have been a really good song. And then there's a whole bunch of other songs that we never got that was supposed to be on the Marshall Mathers LP. Like, what's some of them? Angry Blonde, Buried Alive. Yeah. Angry Blonde, Buried Alive, Dear Ronnie, maybe some others I'm forgetting, but those are just some of the ones. Jimmy, Brian, and Mike was one of them, but we actually did end up getting that song on the Eminem show's anniversary, so that's cool. But yeah, that was the Eminem fun fact number 24. Dear Ronnie never came out, as well as those other unreleased Marshall Mathers LP songs, but hopefully we can hear those one day, because I would love to hear those. I really would, because even, you know, despite, you know, what people's opinions are or what the artist thinks, I think artists in general should put out all of their material and let the fans decide if they like it or not, because there's always, a lot of times, there's always going to be a difference between what the fan thinks and what the creator thinks. So moving on, that was Eminem fun fact number 24. Now we're moving on to Eminem fun fact number 25. So Eminem fun fact number 25. He was supposed to be on G-Unit's 2007 album, Terminate on Sight. So this comes from the same list where the Dear Ronnie stuff was coming from. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, so I might not be able to give it to you guys. But Eminem was actually supposed to be on G-Unit's second album, Terminate on Sight, in 2007. For some reason, we didn't get it. And I think it's a shame, because I think it would have been a really cool song. Because Eminem's worked with members in G-Unit, but Eminem has never actually did a song with the entirety of G-Unit, you know, with the entirety of them. So, yeah, we never got it for some reason, but Eminem was supposed to be on G-Unit's second album, and that would have been great. I would have loved to hear that song and what would have been going on there, and I'd love to hear it. Hopefully we at least get it released one day, you know. I want to hear that and see how it sounds. Because Eminem wasn't involved in the first G-Unit album. And I just think it would have been really cool. Because I think Terminate on Sight is actually a better album than Beg for Mercy, in my opinion. So, yeah, there's Eminem fun fact number 25. Supposedly, based on that list I saw, Eminem was supposed to be on G-Unit's 2007 album, Terminate on Sight. But it didn't happen. And I don't know why it didn't happen, but I wish he would have been on there. Because Eminem wasn't doing much at that time. And it would have been really cool to see what kind of music we could have gotten. So moving on from that 25th one, we're moving on to Eminem fun fact number 26. This one is, he's done more songs with the Game, 4 or 3. So I don't know if I'll be able to find this information, but back when the Game was on Aftermath, the Game and Eminem did at least do one song together called We Ate, but apparently they did a few more songs together. And I wrote down 4 or 3. I can't exactly remember, but what I remember reading is that the Game and Eminem, they did like 3 or 4 songs together, and then they just picked one, and then the rest just stayed unreleased. Now, We Ain't is a really good song with the Game and Eminem. That song's dope. I actually think that's one of the few songs where someone outshined Eminem. Eminem was good on there, don't get me wrong, but I just like the Game more in that song. And it's interesting in this context now because, you know, Game flip-flopped, dissed Eminem. You know, I think he has bipolar disorder or something because he be flip-flopping all the time. One minute he'll diss you, and then he'll praise you. So I don't know what's wrong with the guy. But this was back when they were cool with each other. And I'd like to hear those other songs, you know, because We Ain't was a good song. So I would love to hear those 3 or 4 other songs that the Game and Eminem did together. I'd love to hear them and love to hear how they sound like. I'm sure they'd be pretty dope songs, and hopefully we get them one day. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. That was Eminem fun fact number 26. So moving on is Eminem fun fact 27. Now, this is more of a rumor. I can't really confirm this. This is more of a rumor. But supposedly, Eminem had a song on Encore called Honor that featured, rest in peace to Nate Dogg, the late and great Nate Dogg. Hold on. I'm just trying to position the camera in a decent way. I don't fucking care. Let's just do this video. So, supposedly, this is just a rumor. There's a song called Honor featuring Nate Dogg that was supposed to be on Encore, but for some reason never was on there. Now, maybe that was one of the songs that didn't show up because of the whole Encore mess up that I talked about earlier. So, I don't know how true this is. It could be a lie. There's really no official sources for it, but I saw it online because there was these people that were selling Eminem leaks and having fans buying them, and this is one of the songs that came up. So I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a factual thing or a legit thing, but I'll at least put this rumor in here. Apparently there's a song called Honor with Eminem and Nate Dogg on Encore. I hope that is true, and I hope it does come out one day, because that would be fucking awesome, because Eminem and Nate Dogg work so well together. Till I Collapse, you know, that's a great song with them two, and Nate Dogg is a legend. Rest in peace to Nate Dogg. He can sing. He's a great singer. He was so good at hooks, man. So, like I said, I don't know if that's real or not. Just something I read online. It could be some bullshit, but if it is true, there was some lyrics to it that someone wrote. I can't remember them. I'll try to find a link for it, but if that is true, then, man, I hope we hear that song one day, because that was back in the Encore era, and I would have loved to hear that song, but who knows if it's even true or not. So that's Eminem fun fact number 27. So I'm going to cut it here, and I'll be back, because I'm running out of time, and I'm going to finish the rest of these fun facts. Be right back, people. Alright, so I'm back. We're back with these even more Eminem fun facts. I had to switch my storage around because I need more time to record. So let's get back to this. So the last one that we were on was Eminem Fun Fact 27. So moving on. Eminem Fun Fact number 28. He had a song on 50 Cent's album called Black Magic. Now, for those that don't know, 50 Cent was supposed to do an album in like 09, 010 called Black Magic. Apparently it was going to be similar to the music like David Guetta and like Usher makes or something like that. Something a lot more EDM, dance-based, completely different than what 50 usually does. And apparently Eminem has a song on there. I saw it in the document list, the same one that had the unreleased MMLP songs. But 50 Cent, he decided to cancel the Black Magic album because he felt like it was too different than what he usually does. And he feels like it would have made him look bad and look like a sellout. But I disagree with it. I think 50 Cent should have put out Black Magic, because I think artists should try to do new things and try different styles, you know. And 50 Cent is good at making club records. And who knows, if he would have put out Black Magic, it probably would have made him become a big megastar again. Because 50 Cent had a huge start, but his career started to fall off because of some of the later albums and label politics. So I think 50 Cent should have just put out Black Magic and risked it. And it would have been interesting to hear what that album would have sounded like, the whole style 50 was going for. I'll link an interview in the description about that. He canceled it because he felt like it was just way too different than what he does, and he felt like it was some sellout stuff. But I think 50 should have did it, because you don't want to do the same old style over and over again because it gets repetitive. I think 50 Cent should have tried it. Whether it would have been good or bad, I think 50 should have did it. You know, you never know until you release something to see how it does. It could have really did well. It could have had some interesting collaborations. Hell, I know I'm just dreaming through a pipe here, but around 2010, Blood on the Dance Floor was doing stuff. Maybe BOTDF could have been on the album. Maybe Cinema Bazaar, you know, maybe Akon, Lady Gaga, you know, people like that, for the kind of stuff he was wanting to do for the album. And it would have been a very interesting album, because he's usually a gangster rapper, but he didn't put the album out. According to Lloyd Banks, the album is completed, but 50 Cent just never released it. So yeah, Eminem has a song on there. I'd like to hear what that song sounds like and what him and 50 did together, as well as the Black Magic album, but we'll probably never get that unless it gets leaked or they decide to release it. But it would be interesting to hear, because that's another style Eminem hasn't done. You haven't really seen Eminem do that, like BOTDF, EDM, David Guetta, Pitbull, you know, David Guetta, that kind of style, Lady Gaga type style. You have never seen Eminem really do that. 50 neither. So it would have been interesting to hear that song with Eminem and 50 Cent, to hear how it would have sounded, and, you know, just to see what they would have did with that different style. I would be very interested in hearing that song, and I really think 50 should have put that album out, because whether it would have flopped or not, you got to stretch your legs as an artist. And even in the interview, 50 says that he doesn't want to be limited, but I don't know, for some reason he decided not to, and I just think that's a shame, because it might have really helped his career. But that's what happened with Black Magic. So that was Eminem fun fact number 28. He was supposed to be on the Black Magic album. There was a song on there with him. 50 was supposed to put out this album, different style. There's an interview below about it, but not for some reason. The reasons I explained, it just didn't happen, which is unfortunate. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. So moving on to Eminem fun fact 29 is, he's on Kaniva's 2009 mixtape called Retribution, and it's called Rondale's Beat Tape Skit. Now this is pretty cool because, you know, after Proof died, rest in peace Proof, you know, D12, they weren't really the same, which is understandable because Proof kind of held them together, you know. And I think Proof was the one that brought that group together. But this is one of the rare times where after Proof's death, Eminem did any involvement with D12 besides that one song, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, that I think was meant for Relapse 2 or Recovery. But there's a skit on this Kaniva mixtape, the Retribution mixtape, called Rondale's Beat Tape. And it's this character that Kaniva plays that has his weird voice, and he wants Eminem to rap a song for him, and Eminem's running on the treadmill. He's like, I can't do it right now, I'm gonna have exercise. And then he pulls a gun out, and Eminem says, I'm gonna kill you if you don't rap on this beat tape. And Eminem's all scared with the gun in his face. But yeah, on the skit itself, Eminem is running on the treadmill, and he's being threatened by the character Kaniva created, and he's held at gunpoint, and Eminem has to come up with this rap. So Eminem just starts rapping, and it's just some bullshit. It's not even that good. It's funny as hell. Rondale's like, what the hell is this, bro? You got to give me something better than this. And he ends up killing Eminem, shooting him because it was whack. And he says, man, screw this stuff. I'll go get a beat tape from Lil Wayne because this was whack. So there's another fun Eminem fact for you, that Eminem was on Kaniva's mixtape called Retribution in 2009. He was on Rondale's Beat Tape. He was in there. It's a pretty cool skit, pretty cool comedy thing, pretty cool thing that they did together. I like that one. There's a video of it, so I'll link that in the description as well. I thought that was pretty cool, pretty funny, and I believe that was in 2009. So that was something pretty cool and something very interesting. So there's Eminem fun fact number 29. All right, people, my bad for the pauses. I try to film when nobody's around me and somebody was walking their dog, and You know, no disrespect to people. You know, people can do what they want. You know, I mind my own business. But when I record and make videos, I don't like to be around people or have people walking by. It just throws me off completely, and it's not something I care for. So hopefully I can get the rest of this video done. And if I have to pause it again, I have to pause it again. But I'm really liking what I'm making so far. So let's continue. So we're on to Eminem fun fact number 30. So the 30th Eminem fun fact is he had another song with T.I. called I Can Be Whatever You Want. So there was a song that Eminem and Helluva did called I Can Be Whatever You Want. Dope beat, really good chorus from Eminem. Helluva's alright in the song. But originally, that song was meant for Eminem and T.I. It was one of the collabs that Eminem and T.I. was going to do back in like the mid to late 2000s. I don't know what album it would have been on, but I really wish we could have gotten the Eminem and T.I. version of that song, because I think it would have been better. I mean, Helluva's okay on that song, but I would have much rather had Eminem and his chorus and rapping and T.I. on there as well, rather than what we got instead. So I think it's a shame that we didn't get the official release of whatever you want, the I Can Be song. I wish we would have gotten the official release with T.I. and Eminem, because that would have been dope, because they make good songs together, and I really wish we could have gotten the official version with them two instead, because the beat is amazing, the chorus by Eminem is amazing, and if you would have had T.I. on there instead of Helluva and Eminem having a verse in there, it would have been such a better song. And I really, really wish that would have happened, because I love the chorus on that song. I love the production. I can listen to it as a decent song. Helluva's okay, I'm not saying he's whack, but I would just have rather had the Eminem and T.I. version, and I think that would have been a lot better, especially since that was Eminem and T.I. in their prime years. So that's another Eminem fun fact, is that they had another song together called I Can Be Whatever You Want. Apparently it was going to be about their alter egos or some shit like that. Information like that is cool too. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. So that was the 30th Eminem fun fact. So Eminem fun fact 31 is he had a song with Obie Trice called Stunt that was supposed to be on Obie Trice's mixtape called Watch the Chrome. Obie Trice had this video, this was in 2012 I think, where he was playing a snippet of a song he did with Eminem called Stunt. And it was supposed to be on the mixtape Watch the Chrome, but for some reason the song never came out. We never got the collab. I don't know why it never showed up, but it never came out. All we had was Obie Trice playing a snippet of the song. It's called Stunt. We heard a little bit of it. It's just Eminem's voice for a little bit. Obie Trice kind of talks over the snippet, which kind of sucks, because I want to hear what it sounds like rather than him just interrupting the song. But Obie Trice had a snippet. He played it, and that's all we heard. You know, there's a cleaner version of it, but it's so short. It's only like 4 or 5 seconds. All you hear is this beat where it's like, dun, 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 I sip up, and that's all you hear from Eminem. That's literally all you hear. And it's a shame, because it sounded like that relapse type style, and that was back when Eminem was still kind of in his second prime. So yeah, there's another Eminem fun fact for you. There was supposed to be a song of Obie Trice and Eminem called Stunt on Obie Trice's mixtape Watch the Chrome, but for some reason or whatever, it just never came out, and it wasn't on the project. And all we have is the name of the song, a very short snippet, and what Obie Trice told us and previewed us, but we never got the official release, which is a huge shame, because the other collab they did, Richard, sucked. I mean, Obie Trice and Eminem rapped really well on the song Richard, but the beat is just terrible on that song. I hate the production on the song Richard. The beat is so bad. It's like you're gonna release that instead of Stunt. Like, I don't know, man. But there's another Eminem fun fact for you. So that's Eminem fun fact number 31. So moving on to Eminem fun fact 32 is he actually did a song with Hush. I talked about Hush earlier. So not only did he work with Hush on that song Hush Is Coming, he actually worked with him again on Hush's album, which has the same song with Nate Dogg, Hush Is Coming. There's a song that Hush did called Welcome to Tijuana. It's him, Eminem. I believe Eminem produced it. You have Swifty McVeigh on the song, I think another D12 member, and that's another song, obscure Eminem song. Eminem don't have a verse, but Eminem is on the chorus of that song, and I think he produced it. Hush is on there, and Swifty McVeigh's on there. It's a song about some kind of bank robbery or something like that, and that came out in like 2005. it's an okay song. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I feel like the beat could have been better. I think Eminem should have had a verse on it. It's an okay track. I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be honest, but it is an interesting Eminem fun fact. It's something he did in 2005. So yeah, Eminem fun fact number 32 is he did a song with Hush called Welcome to Tijuana on Hush's album. Eminem produced the song, he did the chorus, Swifty McVeigh was on there, Hush was on there. It's an song. I think it could have been a lot better. I don't know, maybe a better beat, maybe if Dre produced it, or just take Eminem and put him on Hush Is Coming and put a verse on there or something. I don't know, but there's another Eminem fun fact for you. So moving on, that was Eminem fun fact number 32. We're gonna move on to Eminem fun fact 33. He did a song with Limp Bizkit called Turn Me Loose. And this is interesting because Eminem and Limp Bizkit are not cool with each other anymore. You know, I'm not going to go into details of that because that's not what this is about. But Eminem actually did do a song with Limp Bizkit back in the 90s. It's called Turn Me Loose. It's Fred Durst and Eminem. It's like a party type song. I don't mind the song. It's an okay track. You know, the beat's pretty good. Fred Durst and Eminem are pretty good on it. I don't mind it. You know, it was cool to hear Eminem and Limp Bizkit do something together before they fell out with each other. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you, 33. He did a song with Limp Bizkit called Turn Me Loose, and it's a pretty good song, good party song, good rapping and lyrics from Fred Durst and Eminem, good energy, good production, just a nice rap rock type song, and it was a cool collab between the two, and at least they got to do something musically before they fell out. At least we can say that. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. I think that's on a Limp Bizkit album. I'm not too familiar with Limp Bizkit's music, but yeah, there's another Eminem fun fact for you. It's just interesting because they fell out in the 2000s. Like I said, I'm not going to get into it, but the information's out there. Go look into it. But so moving on from that, that was Eminem fun fact number 33. We're moving on to Eminem fun fact number 34 is he actually met Outkast, but there was never a collab. There's a very, very short video out there where Eminem meets Outkast, which is pretty cool because Outkast is great and Eminem is great, but they never did music together, which is a real shame. But Eminem and Outkast actually did get to meet each other. There's a short video of it. I'll link it in the description. Eminem and Outkast met each other very briefly. Eminem met Big Boy and Andre 3000, and this is back in the 2000s when they were all three in their prime, and it's pretty cool. You know, it's a cool video to see, a cool obscure Eminem clip. It was cool to see Eminem meet Outkast, but they never did anything musically, which sucks. I wish they really would have, because even in the video, one of them says, who knows, you might see me and Eminem work together one day, but for some reason it didn't happen, and it sucks, because I think they would have did a really good collab together. But yeah, that was Eminem fun fact number 34. It was interesting, you know, to see that video, but we never got any type of collab, and that's unfortunate. So yeah, moving on from that, the next fun fact is Eminem fun fact number 35. There's a video where Eminem and 50 Cent, they pull a prank on Lloyd Banks. This is a funny one. When Lloyd Banks was releasing his album, I think The Hunger for More 2, I haven't seen the video in a long time, but there's like this prank that Eminem and 50 pull on Lloyd Banks. I can't fully remember what it's about, but it's a pretty funny prank. I think this was back in 2010. So Eminem in his recovery era, Lloyd Banks, The Hunger for More 2, 50 Cent around the Street King Immortal, trying to get that album out. It was around that time, 2010's time. I'll leave a link in the description to the video. But it was a cool, funny prank that Eminem and 50 played on Lloyd Banks, and it was entertaining. I like it. So there's another obscure Eminem thing, a cool fun fact. I can't fully remember what it's about, but they were pranking him on something. It was pretty cool. I think Eminem was meant to be on that album. He was meant to be on Celebrity, but got taken off. He was on the bonus track where I'm at least. So yeah, but check that one out. It's pretty cool. There's the 35th Eminem fun fact. So moving on, the 36th Eminem fun fact is that there's a 2006 BET countdown video. I'll link that in the description as well. There was a countdown video in 2006 where Eminem and Shady Records and a whole bunch of people like 50 Cent, they were sitting down in this room and they were doing this BET countdown, counting down songs. And Eminem and all of his crew would show up in certain clips saying, this is the next song that's going to play. And it's a pretty cool video because you get to see Eminem and all these people in 2006 you know, having some jokes, cracking some jokes. You get to see Eminem wearing all these chains and stuff like that. It's pretty cool stuff. It is kind of sad to watch because this is when Eminem was in his pill addiction and he lost proof, so you could tell he wasn't happy. But it's a very rare and cool, interesting video, and I definitely recommend it. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. He did a BET countdown in 2006 with him and a whole bunch of other people, where they just sat in a room, and each countdown of a song of a music video on BET, you had D12 members, just Eminem and his camp, all in the video, talking and stuff like that, and counting down the songs. It was pretty damn cool. I liked it. It was awesome. There's another Eminem fun fact for you. Eminem fun fact number 30. Sorry about that, people. We're back. My storage was running low, so I had to assess some things. You could tell I'm dedicated as a YouTuber because it's cold as fuck out here, and I'm wearing a t-shirt. You know, I walked all the way out here to make this video, so, you know, this is fucking dedication right here. But honestly, I think this is probably the best video I ever made. But let's get back to these Eminem fun facts, man, because this is fun to talk about. So we still got a few more. So we were on Eminem fun fact 36, the 2006 BET countdown video. That shit was pretty cool. We talked about that, I think, so check that shit out. Pretty cool. Some rare shit, and it was one of the only times you see Eminem wear a whole bunch of fucking chains, and you got to see Eminem with Young Buck on camera, which is rare because they never did a song together. So that was Eminem fun fact number 36. So moving on, Eminem fun fact 37 is that the song Demon Inside was supposed to be on the Slim Shady LP. There's a song out there called Demon Inside. It's only like 1 minute long. It's a really good song. Really good classic Slim Shady song. Good production. Good horrorcore song. A great song by Eminem. It's a fucking amazing song. But for some reason or not, it wasn't put on the Slim Shady LP, which I think is a shame, because the Slim Shady LP is a great album. I would say it's probably my favorite Eminem album for sure. It's a classic, but I do wish that Demon Inside was put on the Slim Shady LP, because that song is fucking dope. Horrorcore, great rapping, great beat. If he would have just made that song longer and made it a full-fledged song and put it on the Slim Shady LP, that would have made that album even better, because that song is amazing. I wish it was on that album, but for some reason it wasn't. And even the re-release, there was a re-release of the Slim Shady LP, and he didn't even put Demon Inside on there or even try to finish it, which is a real shame. There's also another song that was supposed to be on there called Till Hell Freezes Over. I mean, that's not a fun fact, but that's just a little bonus thing to say. There was also Till Hell Freezes Over. That was another one. But Eminem fun fact 37, the song Demon Inside, it was supposed to be on the Slim Shady LP, and I wish it would have been on there, because it's a good fucking song and it's badass and it's too short. But for some reason, the song just wasn't on the Slim Shady LP and just wasn't on there. And I think it's a real shame, because you already have dope songs in there like Rock Bottom and Role Model, the one with Dre, I'm Shady, which is my personal favorite from that album. But he should have put Demon Inside on the Slim Shady LP. Huge missed opportunity. That song should have went on the Slim Shady LP, because that's a fucking good song. Make it longer, extend it. That would have been an amazing song on the Slim Shady LP, and I really wish he would have put it on the album, because that was a good song. It was too good of a song to be left off the album. We need a full version of it nowadays. We need that song officially released. Make it longer, because it's only like a minute long. Such a missed opportunity. But yeah, there's another Eminem fun fact for you. Eminem fun fact number 37. So moving on to Eminem fun fact number 38. He's on a song with 40 Glock. I don't know if any of you heard this song, but there's a song by 40 Glock called We Just Came to Party, which Eminem does the chorus on it. That's what the chorus is. 40 Glock did a song called We Just Came to Party. Eminem's actually on that song with a whole bunch of rappers. And it's interesting, because 40 Glock never followed his career much, but he had that whole thing going on with the game, and, you know, he was kind of with G-Unit. Eminem's on that song. He only does a chorus, though. He doesn't drop a verse, but Eminem's on the chorus to the song We Just Came to Party with 40 Glock and a whole bunch of people. Don't know what year it's from, but it's a pretty good song. I didn't mind it. You know, Eminem had a pretty cool chorus on it. It was a cool party track. Eminem had a good chorus on there. It was one of his better choruses compared to a lot of his bad choruses. So there's another Eminem fun fact for you. number 38, is he was on a song with 40 Glock and a whole bunch of people. No rapping, but he did do a chorus, and the chorus on there was pretty damn good, pretty damn catchy. We just came to party, party. It was a really good chorus from Eminem, and, you know, he did a pretty good job in that song. So check that one out if you haven't. Very obscure Eminem type track. So that was Eminem Fun Fact number 38, you know, and 40 Glock and the other rappers on there, they did their thing, you know, it was a good track. I just wish Eminem would have had a verse on there. So that was Eminem Fun Fact number 38. Moving on to Eminem Fun Fact number 39 is he lost a Britney Spears notebook that had lyrics to 5 to 6 songs that was meant for the Marshall Mathers LP, but he never found it, which this one sucks. Not only for us, but for Eminem. Apparently, he had a Britney Spears notebook where he would write lyrics in and write songs in. And he had, like, as it says here, 5 to 6 songs that he wrote down and was going to put together for the Marshall Mathers LP. But he lost that Britney Spears notebook, and he was never able to find it. Maybe Dennis stole it. You know, they say Dennis copies Eminem. Maybe Dennis stole that shit, and that's why he's got some of his style biting it. I don't know. I'm just joking. I'm just fucking around. I don't hate Dennis. I was just joking, people. But, yeah, Eminem lost his Britney Spears notebook, and it had lyrics for 5 to 6 songs from Marshall Mathers LP, and that just sucks, man, because, you know, he can't find it. He never was able to find it. You know, it'd be cool if it got recovered one day, but he lost it. This is probably back in the 2000s. It's such a shame because it would have been cool to see what he would have, like, made in terms of music off of that notebook, what plans he had. Maybe the material on that fucking notebook was the unreleased Marshall Mathers LP songs, or some of them were ones we don't know about. So there's Eminem Fun Fact number 39 for you, is that he lost a Britney Spears notebook where he wrote stuff in, wrote rhymes in. He had like 5 to 6 songs written for Marshall Mathers LP, the first one, but he lost it and he was never able to find it, which sucks, man. It sucks for us as fans, and it sucks for Eminem. I feel bad for him because he's talented, and that was back in his prime. We could have gotten probably some dope-ass songs from Marshall Mathers LP, or even after that, whatever else was on that Britney Spears notebook, but he lost it, and he was never able to find it, and that fucking sucks, man. That really, really sucks. But hopefully one day they find it, or maybe it'll just be like the D.B. Cooper of rap music. If anyone knows, there's a legend of D.B. Cooper. This guy that fell out of a fucking plane, had tons of money. They never found his body. They found some of his money, but they never found the rest of his money. So maybe it'll be the D.B. Cooper of hip-hop. But yeah, he lost that, and it sucks because, you know, he lost some of his material, and us as fans, we got to lose out on some good Eminem music. But hopefully one day they're able to find it. That would be awesome. So there's Eminem Fun Fact 39 for you. So now we're moving on to the final and last Eminem Fun Fact, the 40th one, the final Eminem Fun Fact for this video. So Eminem Fun Fact number 40. He has a song with DMX and Obie Trice that's unreleased from 2008. So I read somewhere, and this could be a part of the document list I was talking about with all the other stuff. Apparently there's a song that Eminem did with Obie Trice and DMX, and it's unreleased. It never came out, which is a shame because I really wished we could have heard that song, because rest in peace to DMX. DMX was a dope artist, and, you know, him and Eminem only worked together once on Go to Sleep, and that's a great song, but that's the only time they worked together. And I really wish we could have gotten that song with Eminem, Obie Trice, and DMX from 2008, because I would love to hear what it sounds like. That would have been Eminem during his addiction but getting sober days, seeing what Obie Trice was up to, whatever DMX was up to at that time. It would have been very interesting, and I wish we would get that song and it would officially come out, because that would be cool to see. It'd be an interesting collaboration. It'd be another song with the three of them, but for some reason it never came out. I read about that. So yeah, that's the 40th Eminem Fun Fact, is that he had a song with DMX and Obie Trice. He had another one 2008, but it never came out, which sucks. I hope we get to hear it one day, because it's probably really dope and really fucking good. And you know, it wouldn't be a diss track, I don't think, because there was no beef going on at that time. So it would have been maybe about something else. I don't know. But there it is, people. there is the video of even more Eminem fun facts. But this time we did 40, and boy, this was a challenging video to make. We had a ton of Eminem fun facts to go through, but I enjoyed making this video and I enjoyed doing this. This was fun to do. I think this is the best video I've made. It took a lot out of me to make this because I'm out here in the cold, wearing no coat. I got a notebook. I had to pause the video a few times because some people were walking by. But the important thing is I got it done, and I hope my subscribers enjoy it. But yeah, this was even more Eminem fun facts, 40 this time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, notification bell. Hope you learned some new stuff. I think this was the best video I ever made. But that's it. Peace, people.